Thank you, thank you, thank you. I tell you guys, when Celeste reached out to me and said, Edrina, I made sure, I don't care what I do. I want to let y'all know I got like 5 jobs. I'm a true American. I was conceived in Jamaica, but born here in Houston, Texas. And as y'all know, they always say Jamaicans got a whole bunch of jobs, and we do. But I just want to tell y'all, number one, always be humble. Always, always be humble. And my gratitude to these ladies for giving me this opportunity. So I'm going to share from my heart with you guys, and I'm going to keep it 100. So if tears are shed, that's out of love, not out of pain. That's because I'm a woman who knows how to push forward. And I want y'all to understand my past. I want y'all to understand that at this time, I want you to let all your guards down. Can we keep it 100 on this call today? Can we be 100 on this call today? If we can be 100, can you raise your hand for me real quick? I want to see all the hands. Thank you, ladies. So if that's what we're going to do today, number one, I want to thank you for taking the time to be on this call with all of us today. Number two, I want to give praises to God because he allowed all of us to get up and be alive another day to push forward for our goals, letting go of the past and be able to say, you know what, God, it's a new day. I'm going to get out here and I'm going to grind. So as Ms. Quick said, I am a motivational speaker. I've been with Herbalife for about a year and about 4 months. I am an active world team member. My sponsor is Ms. Tawana Man Love, if y'all know who that is. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I don't know what I would do without Herbalife. Herbalife has taught me a lot, meaning Herbalife has taught me to let go and let God. And I don't know if you know about personal development, but personal development should be something you do every single day. You can work hard, you can do whatever you need to do, but you have to put yourself in that number one seat, that top position that allows you to love yourself. As women, we tend to put ourselves on the back burners because naturally we are nurturers. Is that true? Can we honestly say, I look out for my family, I look out for my loved ones first, and sometimes put ourselves on the back burner? Well, I can tell you I have, but I've learned to stop doing that. Why? Because my health was in jeopardy, because my self-esteem was in jeopardy, because my confidence level was in jeopardy, because my spiritual level was in jeopardy. A lot was in jeopardy. And I had to check myself and realize, I'm a masterpiece. God created me for a reason. There's a purpose for me being on this world, just like you ladies. And if there's any gents, just like you too. But you have to recognize you have a purpose for everything that you do. So let's start with some things. When you woke up today, did you understand that there is a mission out there for you to complete? Did you write down your goals today? I hope you did. You need to write down your goals and you need to check them off. Is anybody feeling any stress these days? Anybody going through something where they're like, Lord, I don't know where the next dollar is coming from. Lord, I don't know how I'm going to get the gas money to get to this place. Lord, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. Lord, I got an eviction notice on my door saying I got to get out. How am I going to get out of this one? Has anybody gone through that or is going through that right now? Can we be honest? Okay. Well, let me tell you something. I've gone through it all. Health issues, financial issues, relationship issues. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. And how did I get out of that? How did I get out of those issues? I prayed. I prayed first, and I believed, and I had faith. Faith that God will take me through it all. If God brought me here, guess what? God's going to take me through it. You see, sometimes I would say to myself, why, Lord? Why am I going through this? And I would say, the devil is attacking me. Something's going on. Yes, something is going on. It's not always the devil. Sometimes God has to put you in certain circumstances for you to go through things and to grow. Learn from certain things so that either A, you won't do it again, or B, you'll be protected from it. Let me give you an example. I was in a relationship for about 4.5 years. I thought this was the one. I'm going to get married and go off and live the lovely life. And I was wrong. And I learned very quickly that I'm thinking to myself, here I found the one, and yet that person was off doing their own thing. I became codependent. And what I mean by that is I relied on somebody else to provide things for me. And I fell in love with that life. Taught me the biggest lesson when somebody said, I want you to get out of the house. A house that had my name on it. A house that I shared with somebody. Said, I want you to leave. And because my self-esteem was so low, and I felt like I needed that person. I needed that person to breathe. I needed that person to move, to walk, to eat, to talk. Forgetting the only person that I need is God. I had put everything into a person. I had left myself behind. I had forgot about what I'm capable of. I forgot all of that. I cried. I went to church 3 times a week for about a year, reaching for any answer I could get. Lord, why me? What did I do wrong? Well, I tell you what, I thank that person for leaving me, because I stand before you today confident, knowing that that person leaving my life was the best thing that could have ever happened to my life. Now I travel the world doing motivational speakings. Now I'm a confident woman. I walk in every room letting people know Masterpiece is here. I accomplish my goals and I push forward, allowing nobody and nothing to get in my way, period. You see, when you walk in a room, your presence states who you are. You attract the energy you want. So if I need positivity, if I need people that support me and have my back, guess what? I'm going to surround myself with people that do the same. Like, for example, let's start with Miss Celeste Richmond, AKA Solid. When I tell you this woman is a shero to me, this woman is fearless. Solid puts words of encouragement into my life at the perfect time. Has anybody ever gotten a call or anybody ever been around Solid when you're just going through some stuff and you don't want to talk about it, but bing, Solid pops up in your life and she just says, hey, I just want to see how you're doing, queen. I just wanted to tell you I love you. And you realize somebody does care. Somebody is out there that loves me. Let me get up and let me start this over again. I want to encourage every last one of you. When you're out there, you don't know what people go through. They smile. We all take selfies. Let me give you an example. We'll be like, hey, all right, I'm going to show the world I'm doing good. Send, and then you get off, you're like, crying and dying inside. Why did we do that? Why aren't we honest? Why aren't we true? Why don't we really reach out to people who you know who will have your back and be honest and say, I need you to pray for me. I'm going through some things right now. Can anybody in here say, if you touch and agree and say, hey, I need prayer, and somebody else pray with you and you see something happens and it's all good? Well, I'm going to encourage you today because my time is short and I got to wrap it up. But I want to tell you right now, love on your sisters. Pray for your sisters. If you're going through things, pray about it and know that God has not left your side. He's got your back. Stay focused. Remove yourself from anyone and anything that will cause you drama, pain, or any type of strife. I love you guys. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Have a wonderful and blessed Sunday evening. Miss Solid, AKA Celeste Richmond, it is now your turn. Thank you.
That was incredible, Edrina. Thank you so much. Cernetta, I didn't know, am I good to go? I just want to
We're gonna do one quick thing, Solid, before we turn it over to you. Thank you, Edrina, for that amazing. We love you, girl. Thank you so much. So before we go to our guest speaker, I'm going to attempt to play this personal development video. And what I want you to do, it's about 3 minutes. I may not play the whole thing, but what I want you all to do is I want you to just take a really, really deep breath before I play this. So inhale deeply and then exhale out. And as this play, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to really, really think about the words that you hear in this personal development that we're about to listen to. And just know that these are your I ams, because this is what we are as women. So I'm going to see if I can get this to play for us. All right, let's see. Share screen. Share. All right.
I love this. Wow. Can't hear it. I love this video, but am I the only one that can't hear it?
I can't hear it either.
I can't hear it either.
Oh.
Nah, I'm sorry. It's not going to work, you guys.
You want me to?
But I'm going to put the link in this chat so you all can go back and listen to it. It's called, it's called Who You Are, and it's a message to all women. So again, I'll put that link in there so you guys can go out on YouTube and kind of watch and listen. So with no further ado, you guys, our guest speaker, we actually met this young lady at Extravaganza. So Extravaganza is obviously the event to go to in Herbalife. And I don't even know if she knows this or not, but she is actually the very first person that we met in Herbalife. When we got to Chicago to check in, we were kind of walking around like two little lost puppies in the convention center, and out of nowhere, Quicks. And so we looked and we was like, man, who's this lady calling our name? And that's who it was. It was this young lady who's about to be our guest speaker. And she is such a powerful, powerful young lady, you guys. And she does so much, just not within her community, but around the world to empower so many people. She's so strong and such a phenomenal woman. And she just really stands for what it means to be a phenomenal woman. She has changed my life personally in so many ways, just from watching her and just from listening to the things that she says comes from the heart, and it goes to the heart. So you guys, I don't want to take any more time introducing her because I can go on and on and on about her. But I want you guys to give it up for our guest speaker, Miss Celeste Richmond.
Hey. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. Do we want to stop the share screen? Thank you. And I love that video, by the way. We're so aligned. I love that video. And if you want, I was asking Cernetta at the end, I can actually close with it. And if it'll let me do a share screen on my computer, I can close with the video.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Okay, perfect. What up, you guys? Look at all these beautiful faces. Hey, oh my gosh, we got Cam, Keisha, Jordan, April, Trisha, Crystal, Tenia, Cynthia, Dorian, Stephanie, Cernetta, Janice. We got Charmaine. I always get tripped up when I see Clementine. We have a Samsung Galaxy. Hey there. It doesn't say your name, but hi, I'm acknowledging you. We got Bree. We got A-Bomb. What up? Desi. We got Model Yabs, Chase, Gloria, Edrina, Miss Brenda, and Margaret. Mama Margaret. I love it. Acknowledging all of you powerful women on this line, taking time out of your Sunday. You know what's so interesting is that when Cernetta popped that video up, even though we couldn't hear it, it was like this alignment and right on time to where I was like, oh my gosh, that reminds me of this poem that I have. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find it, but literally right as Cernetta was introing me, I like happened to look through a stack of papers and I found it. And the only reason I thought to get this poem and share it was literally when that video popped up. So nothing's on accident. And the fact that it only took me like 3 seconds to find it, it's totally meant to be. So I want to open this up. There's 30 powerful women on this call. It makes a lot of sense, and it's right on time to read a poem that's called The Powerful Woman, and it's by Rose Baker. Okay. And it's one of my favorite poems ever. So it says, every woman has a Cleopatra energy within her. Like everything else in life, it's your choice to submit to the positive or negative qualities. To choose her positive qualities is actually quite fun, powerful, and liberating. She embodies all archetypes of women. Number 1, the nurturer, protective and loving. That's the mother. Number 2, the femina, right? Sophisticated, elegant, and aware of her beauty and femininity. Number 3, the adventurer, fun, flirtatious, creative, and passionate. Number 4, the mystere, mysterious and reserved. And then in parentheses, that's the goddess in each one of us. Number 5, this is one of my favorite, the regal, selective, poised, worthy, and most importantly, number 6, okay, I shouldn't say most importantly, but I think that we can all vibe with this, especially the fact that we are all entrepreneurs on this call, at least most of us, but it's the entrepreneur, okay? Her reign was her business, wise and confident. She is in our world today. Wise and confident she is in our world today. You can create your own empire. Let your empress rule, and then sit on the throne. So that's the poem. I'm glad we got to share that. I love that poem. I'll take a screenshot of it and I'll share it with you guys in a little bit. But what's going on? Thank you so much. First of all, I want to acknowledge Edrina for a powerful, amazing opening. Thank you for sharing your heart with us. Incredible. I love to listen to you speak. And Miss Brenda, thank you. Miss Tricia, for just creating this call. You know, I don't know exactly how it was thought up or what it looks like, but I know that both of you women hold very strongly and powerfully for this call to happen on a monthly basis. And then, of course, Cernetta, thank you for hosting this call. So always excited, grateful, happy, honored to be on calls like this and share the space with each one of you women. And this is a very special call because it is a women's empowerment call. So, you know, some of the things that I was just jotting down before I got on the line was just like traits and characteristics of women or of a woman. Like when I think of women, what do I think of? What comes to my mind? And I just wrote down a few words that were the first words to come to my mind: strength, resilience, beauty, grace, power, feminine power, leadership, poise. Those are just a few, right? And I really got to thinking just how special, everybody's special, right? First of all, everyone in their own right. But really thinking about the beauty of a woman and the power that we harness and possess. And I was just like, I don't know if it's like this for you guys or for everybody, but it seems like there's a lot of pregnant women like everywhere on Facebook right now. Like everybody's pregnant. Is Ari on this call? She's pregnant. Janelle just had a baby, right? There's all these people that either just had a baby or are pregnant. And, you know, I don't know who's going to be next. Not me. Eventually one day, just not right now. But it always like it always just reminds me what we're capable of. Like literally our bodies and our being is capable of bringing life into this world. Like that's amazing to be able to think about. And then on my own personal journey, you know, which I want to reflect on a little bit. Like I love how Edrina shared about some of the things that she's gone through and came It's really, if we go back to the word resilience, she's come back stronger, right? There's been certain things that have happened, and even just our ability to heal, to self-heal, to look within, and to truly be able to overcome obstacles. Like, one of the things I haven't shared on like a major platform, what's been going on with me the last couple of months, but around the time of April LDW, just the very end of last April, almost going into May, my body had like a funny reaction, and there was a lot of inflammation, so much in my knee that I literally wasn't able to walk. And some of the team was there. They literally saw me firsthand. Trisha came over with some of the team, and they like saw me in like a very like kind of weak state, just like crutches, knee wrapped, like my knee elevated while I was on the couch. But like, everybody was just like, take care of yourself, Celeste, take care of yourself. And everybody just wanted the best for me. And I'm grateful that, people care enough about me to stop by and visit and wish me well and pray for me. So thank you for all the prayers and everything. But it was very, very scary because I didn't really know what was going on with my body, to be honest. I was like, I thought it was an injury maybe. I had tweaked it in the gym, but like none of the doctors seemed to be able to give me like a straight answer. And, it was crazy. So the more tests that were ran, they're like, you're healthy, it doesn't make much sense. And it just comes down to it. Like what I believe, is that, with everything that happens in our past, right? There's certain things that we go through, traumatic experiences in our childhood. A lot of the traumatic things, whatever, adulthood, teenagehood, whatever it might be, there's certain things that can happen, emotions that can leave imprints inside of your body, literally. And certain things like holding on too much, holding on to resentments, holding on to certain things of the past, hurts, pains, whatever it might be. These leave like these imprints inside of your body. And so sometimes certain things like what was going on with me, like was more on a spiritual level. And as I took time to literally unplug, do the work on myself, look within, and really like surrender. Honestly, it's one of the hardest things for women like me. And I've talked to a few of you about this, but to be able to surrender as like a woman, a powerhouse, an entrepreneur, you want to go. You want to have the solution for everything. You want to be the person that, figures everything out. And sometimes, like, I swear, like, it was crazy because at the time when this happened to me in my body, it was like life was so fast paced. Life was just going. My production super high. I think my volume was at like 9,100 or something like that. Like all these clients coming out of the woodworks, everybody wanted to get on. And I remember though, what my life was like in some of those days where, I was taking very little time to take care of myself. And, not that I wasn't taking care of myself, but I wasn't doing all of the things that I was accustomed and used to doing. It was like I was taking some shortcuts, but it wasn't in the business. It was with myself. And I think that goes back to what Edrina was saying around sometimes we can put everybody else ahead of ourselves. So anyways, over the last couple months, like I've really taken a lot of time to self-reflect, self-heal, really follow my heart and my authentic self, and really put Celeste first, and which is amazing because I thought that putting Celeste first in that way was going to mean, oh no, like I don't want my volume to drop. I don't want all these things to happen if I put myself first, which has actually been the opposite. Because when I'm in my best self, in my best state, I'm being more attractive and more people want to come. So it was like interesting because it went like this and right back up. It was like almost like this cool little thing. And all I got to say is that, like we have so much power within ourselves to heal, and it doesn't have to, I'm using a physical body part and I'm talking about that. And what it was like if you want to talk from like a doctor standpoint, I just have a rare case of inflammation that sometimes there will be certain things that trigger it in my body, but I'm good now. Like I've been working out, my body's been progressively healing and moving forward. And so, so when things like that happen, and like you guys have no idea, like there were certain points in my journey that were very, very dark over these past couple of months. I was misdiagnosed with certain things. I was misdiagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and I don't have that. But like a doctor who shouldn't have said anything, or he had no right to diagnose. He had said, oh, I think that this is what you had. And he even wrote it on a piece of paper. And then when I went to the proper doctor that is supposed to diagnose you, when she did the blood work, she was like, you don't have that. And he had no right to say that to you because that's not the type of doctor he is. He's the type of doctor that does an MRI, not the type to diagnose with something, with an autoimmune deficiency type of disease. And so the fact that there was a couple days where mentally I literally thought, what if I have this? Like what is my life going to be like from this point moving forward? And it was like this very scary place to be. And, you know, you're not trying to own something. You could be like, okay, I might have I would always say I might have the symptoms of something, but I would never own it like I have this thing, right? And it's really important to never let you own any type of like disease or anything like that. So it was scary, and mentally I was just praying a lot. And at the same time, I don't know any answers. People don't really know what's going on. I'm not sure who's not muted, but yeah. And so, you know, all I'm going to say is like, and I'm grateful for the people that I have in my corner. You know, just the unconditional love, the people that have been there, you know, and because I didn't feel alone inside of this. But if you've ever gone through something scary, any type of scary diagnosis, something happening to your body, feeling, you know, feeling just like you don't have the power or control over yourself. This is new to me. I'm 32 years old. Something like this has never happened before. And I haven't even publicly, like, openly talked about the things that have happened, but more people will slowly begin to hear my story and some of the things that are happening. I'm just kind of talking it out for the first time right now. But I just want you to know, number one, you're not alone. Number two, any type of ailments, whether it be spiritual, whether it be physical, whether it be mental, whatever type of category you put it in, it doesn't define you. It's not you. It's something that you're going through. And the beautiful thing is, like, I'm so grateful to be where I'm at right now. Like, you know, my body feels good. I feel strong. I'm starting to work out. I worked out at like 2 a.m. last night. And, you know, this is like probably the third or the fourth time I've worked out in the past literally the past couple of months. And, you know, we can be hard on ourselves as women. You know, not working out for a couple of months because my body was feeling a certain type of way, you guys, like, it's amazing. This journey has been different than any other type of like snapback journey, because this journey has taught me how to love myself, have compassion for myself. Because even though I'm a little bit softer, you know, I got a little bit more to love in my, you know, love handles, a little bit on my arms, I can pinch and things like that. The beautiful thing is that right now, even though I might be a little bit softer, right, than I might be, you know, when I'm doing triathlons or when I'm in this, you know, crazy, ridiculous shape, like, I'm so in love with my body right now. I'm so in love with the fact that I'm healthy. I'm so in love with the fact that, wow, like, my body went from feeling like this at April LDW to now we're in June and I'm working out. I went to the beach today. I walked along the pier. Like, last night I did the Stairmaster for 20 minutes and I was dripping sweat. This is stuff that I remember crying about, thinking like, gosh, I can't wait to do those things again. Like, sitting in my bed, literally in tears, you guys, like, I can't wait to do these simple things that people take for granted. And I was like, I just can't wait to do those things, like work out. I can't wait to be able to get out of my bed and not be in pain. Like, I can't wait to, you know, be able to get up and like not feel, I don't know if any of you have felt what inflammation feels like, but to feel that pain in my back or in my neck or in my knee, like I can't wait to just feel the way that I used to feel. And the fact that today, in this moment right now, I feel the way that I used to feel, if not even better, like I'm in a place where my body feels amazing. And even if physically, right, I feel like, oh, maybe I'm holding on to an extra 5 to 7 pounds, right? Like, it's a whole new appreciation for my body, what we're capable. Like, ladies, we are so capable, especially when you stay prayed up, right? And God lives within us. When I say that we have the power to heal ourselves, I mean, we have the power to heal ourselves. It's incredible what we're capable of. So, I just wanted to share a little bit about that because it's truly a beautiful place to be that I'm so grateful for, so grateful for. And, you know, no matter what, you might be in this place where things are flying for you. You're doing good. You're like, I qualified for the retreat. Maybe you even qualified VIP. And you're like, you know, business is good. Life is good. Body on point, whatever. Or some of you may be going through a point where you're like, yeah, but I could be doing more in this, you know, finances could be a little bit better. Relationship is a little bit rocky. Whatever it might be. I don't know what it is. I don't know what your thing is. All I know is that at every single level, there's a new devil, right? And they say that, but the whole point is because expansion, our next level is dependent on our expansion. And I'm going to say that. And I believe that everybody on this call is in Herbalife. Like, the reason why that we get tested for certain things, and Edrina touched on this, is because we must expand. And sometimes in order to expand, there's going to be situations that come up. And sometimes if we're not moving forward to the next position, we may be failing the same test over and over and over again. That's happened to me before, where it's like, okay, I didn't get it that time. And then the same test comes in the form of a different human being, right? And I'm like, this is like, I've been in this situation before, but it's up to us to continue to grow and continue to work on ourselves. And, you know, I can give you guys just a quick example. Cernetta, how much time do I have? Can you just
have about 15 more minutes.
Okay, perfect. I got enough time for this story then. We're good. So just want to make sure that I'm punctual, on time. So here's the thing. This is like a story I love to reference, and especially on a call like this where it's women, right? Because Edrina, she opened it up and she said, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it real. I said, you know what? I'm going to tell the story, right? She set the precedence. We're just going to keep it all the way real. So, one of the things that I love, and most of you, how many of you, have been in the business or how many of you were in the business at some point in 2013? Raise your hand. Or, okay, Trisha. I think Trisha may be the only one. Iabo, I know Iabo. Trisha, Iabo. Okay, not a lot of people, okay? Not many people were there and Cynthia, yes, Cynthia was. Okay, so like Cynthia, Trisha, cool. So, and Iabo. So I came in 2012 to Herbalife, okay? Moved pretty quickly. And, you know, I've never really been the type to, if I'm in a relationship, to like super like document it on Facebook. I've really let my Facebook be like my business, and I've really done a lot of keeping my personal life personal. But I do believe in sharing in settings where it could serve, other people per se. You know, I don't mind sharing, but most of you weren't around when I was in this relationship. It was 2012. I think I was world team up until I was get team in, you know, January, February-ish of 2013. So the beginning of 2013. So anyways, I remember I was in this relationship. And I thought that he was the one, like kind of like Edrina said, I thought that he was the one. I sound underwater. Can you guys hear me? Okay, we're good? Okay. That might be because you're on a cell phone, Cernetta. I don't know. But anyways, I thought that he was the one. And the reason I'm sharing this is because some powerful distinctions I learned after this relationship, right? But here's the thing. You know, I was flying high, finished my final cut of get at 53,000. I remember things were really, really good at this certain point. I remember like, this person I was dating, February rolls around. Okay. And I remember just thinking, this is exciting. There's tons of momentum, right? February, tons of momentum. It's a great month inside of Herbalife and period. And because of the way that the team was building, you know, we had a lot of momentum and stuff if you can go back to this time. So this is Celeste, global expansion team. I know a lot of you guys only think that I started the business at President's Team. I signed the form and I was a President's Team member. But like I actually like started at 25% and moved up just like a lot of people. So like at this point, I remember that you ever with somebody and they just start acting different and funny and you're like, what's up with that? Like, you know, we were just cool. We were just chilling. Like we were just watching TV. We were just eating food a couple days ago, a couple hours ago, whatever. Like, and then all of a sudden things start getting like real different. So I was like, he's been acting real strange. This is interesting. So I'm just like, I'm just being me. And I'm like, maybe he's going through something, you know, whatever it might be. And so now a different day, I walk into the nutrition club. This is around the 7th or the 8th of February. Okay. And at this point, I bump into Mark Addy, okay, one of our upline 30K 4-diamond chief executive presidency. And he says to me, now Mark looks at the numbers, especially when the organization was a little bit smaller. Like he was looking at all of our numbers. He's like, Celeste, I was looking at the numbers today and you could be tracking for your first cut of meal team. And I was like, for real? And it shocked me because I was like, what is he talking about? I just hit my first cut or my final cut of get last month. Like, that's crazy. And then he was like, you know what? I think this is the month. This is the month. And he was like, let me tell you why this is the month. He said, you know, Paris, he said, you know how we're all going to be going to Paris for honors? And I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, like Paris. Yeah, I heard about that. And I had my eye on it always, but he was like, they extended it another month. So I thought that the final qualification ended the month before. I was like, I missed it. No problem. We'll be there next year at the next one. And he was like, they extended it. And so anybody that hits 4,000 royalty overrides in the month of February can go to Paris. So I'm like, okay, cool. First cut of meal this month. Like, and I knew it would take a different me. I knew that the Celeste from the past, the Celeste that had gotten me this far, I knew that I needed to expand and grow her. I knew that a millionaire team member, someone to lead that capacity of a team and co-lead that capacity of a team, I knew that it was going to take my best foot forward, that it was going to be no games being played. It was going to be laser focus that month. It was going to be clear, crystal intention, focus, grit, work. And I knew that. So, you know, like, so with me, even though, right, so back to the story of like, and it's all one story, but back to like what was going on with my guy. So if people start acting funny and I'm like focused on my business, I'll be like, I'll just kind of compartmentalize it over here and I'll keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm like, okay, he's acting funny. I don't have time. The team is going for this first cut of meal, like, and we're on a mission. Now, granted, I truly cared about him, but like, no buts. I truly cared about him. It was just something where it was like, okay, like he's going to come around. I didn't think of anything of it. I just thought maybe he's going through something. When he's ready to share with me, he'll share it with me. And who knows what holiday comes in the month of February? Valentine's Day, right? And so the good old February 14th rolls around and I'm thinking, what does he have planned for me? Where are we going to dinner? what's he going to do? What's the gift going to be? Right. I'm thinking just like, what's it going to be? And I'm excited. And, I'm like feeling really good. You girl is feeling like my first bit of success. I'm a brand new tab team member. I'm part of the Top Achievers business. I'm feeling good. Business is moving. Got some bomb results on these products and just feeling like amazing. And so I was so shocked when I didn't even get a call on Valentine's Day. And I remember like, okay, what's going on? At first, you go through all the different stages. Like you go through kind of like walking around your room, waiting. And then you go into the like, kind of like feeling hurt. And then you go through the like anger. And then you go through well, I wonder if they're okay. Like you start feeling bad. Like, I wonder if they like got in a car accident, and then you start feeling guilty for being angry or like upset. And then you get some type of notification, either a text or you see a status on Facebook, so you know that they're safe. And then you go back to being angry again. I know y'all have been there at some point, right? Different stages of like, what the heck is going on right now? Like, and so I went through all those different stages, right? And finally, like he had messaged me something. I don't even remember what the message was. I was like, whatever. But the following day he was like, do you have time to talk? I'm like, what's he going to say now? Like what is he going to possibly say? And I remember what I was doing, where I was, and I was so hurt at this point because the communication, it's like, just communicate with me. Like, that's all I need. Just be straight with me. Like, that's it. Like, I'm good. If you're just straight with me, then there won't be any mismanagement of expectations. Just keep it all the way real. And we're good. I can handle everything. I've been through some stuff in my life. I can handle it. But it's this ignoring and dodging and playing games and stuff that I can't deal with. And so I was just like, at this point, whatever. So I remember where I was when I took that call. And I was at Macy's, and I kind of like sat between these two mannequins when he called me. And I was just like, I remember like sitting between these two mannequins, like, okay, like planting my feet down on like the earth and grounding myself in, I can feel what's about to happen intuitively. Like, you ever know what the call is going to be like before the call actually happens? And he said, he was like, I'm so sorry for, like, he apologized for his actions and the fact that he has been, lack of good communication and just not really being there. And, it was at that point where he said there's just certain differences. And I'm not going to go into the reasons why, but he kind of was sharing, he's been doing certain work and the blah, 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 blah. This isn't going to work out anymore. So he broke up with me the day after Valentine's Day. And why am I sharing this, right? How is this relevant to us as women, besides the fact, I don't know if any of you have been broken up with, or maybe you've done the breaking up. I've definitely been on both sides of the equation, but like, it sucks to be broken up with, number one. But to be at that point, and then also to be in such a critical place inside of my business, where you're at the 15th of the month, that's halfway through. And I remember looking at my org and being like, we are like just barely tracking. Like, it was going to take that muscle and that togetherness and that intention to make it happen for the team. And I remember like, I was really pushing because I wanted to get Denise her first cut of mill as well. I was really excited about that. And, I'm pretty fresh in the business. So like, all of this stuff is exciting. I was like, I don't want this to hinder what's supposed to be a really exciting time for me, like what's supposed to be an exciting time for my team. And I said, not only that, right? I had a choice to make as a woman, as a CEO, as an entrepreneur. And it was the first time in my life where I said, you know what, Celeste, you've been hit with a very painful situation. Okay. You thought you were going to be with this guy. You cared about him a lot. You didn't see this coming whatsoever. It was like being blindsided and broken up with. You have a choice to make. In the past, whenever something like this has happened, or you've gone through something, some type of situation, especially revolving a significant other, shakes you up, in the past, it would have taken me out of the game, right? It would have taken me out of the game. I would have fallen off my tracks. I would have fallen off my results. I would have gone for the tub of the ice cream. I would have, gone into a shell, shut my blinds, and been in my room for, a week or so just to be able to deal with it. And I said, not this time. This is not going to be the time where I do that. And I'm not saying, the message here is not don't take care of yourself if you're going through a painful situation. It's actually the opposite. Do take care of yourself. But one of the things that I learned inside of business was, this is bigger than me. This is bigger than what Celeste is going through. And if I choose to retreat, I'm being selfish, like in a lot of ways. Like I'm being selfish in a way that there's a lot of people's success, because it wasn't about my meal team cut. The team was cutting like crazy. I think Iabo was about to hit like active world team. Reef was about to hit first cut a get. Marquise was in first cut a get. Like there was all these different, or active world team. Marquise was active world team. Reef had just hit active world team, but people were moving. And so I was like, look, I have stuff planned. I got to show up and be my best self. I made that commitment at the beginning of the month. And when I realized that we were going to go for it. And so, I decided to turn my woman power switch on. I decided to turn my entrepreneur switch on, just like in the poem, right? It says number 6 of the powerful woman is the entrepreneur. And it says her reign was her business. Wise and confident she is in the world today. You can create your own empire. Let your empress rule and sit on the throne. Thank you, Cernetta. And so the difference was that I had taken on my situations with a different state of maturity, with other people in mind, while taking care of myself behind closed doors. I remember getting on a flight after this happened, because remember, it was halfway through the month that I went through that breakup. I remember getting on a flight, going out to DC. Iabo, remember when Dan the Man came in the business and he was at his big weight? And remember,
yeah, you came to the workout at the karate studio.
Right. Okay. So that was literally the end of February. Did you have any idea that I was going through something?
Heck no.
Right. So I flew to DC. I was with Iabo. At any point, Iabo, did I poison you with certain things that were happening? Was I going on a rampage on how men ain't nothing but this?
Nope.
Right? Okay, cool. She's my witness, right? They didn't know. I didn't go ahead. I didn't poison my team with what was going on inside of my personal life and my personal business. I continued as business as usual and had a really good time and decided to show up with a smile. And what did it take from me? How did I take care of Celeste behind closed doors and what I needed to do? It was tripling up on personal development. It was praying. First thing I do when I get up, last thing I do before I go to sleep. It was like literally, it was doing what I needed to do. So when I walked out the door, I could be my best self and I could still hold for people. And sometimes the best way to heal is to help people with what they're going through while we're going through something at the same time. And it's amazing. And so I just remember that as I wrap up, I just remember it was an intentional choice to stay on my flow, stay on my track, stay on my path. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a breakup. I just use that situation as an example, as something that truly I felt in my heart. And, in the past, I would have had a different reaction to it. But I chose to stay in alignment with my goals and my dreams, the team's goals and dreams. So I would just say, as women, oftentimes there's times where there's things that happen, there's things that rock our boat when we're trying to grow our business, when we're trying to be successful in life. There's going to be things that come along and rock our boat. And all I'm going to say is don't let it or allow it to waver you from. Now, I'm not saying don't go through things, because I told you about what I just went through, and I had to take a step back, and I had to evaluate things, and I had to make sense of it. But I feel like I'm stronger than ever as a result of it. But I'm just saying, take care of yourself, love yourself through the process, right? Love yourself through the process. Be compassionate to yourself. The conversations we can have in our mind are not nice sometimes, and I'm aware of that. And that's one of the things I've had to work on with myself a lot. And now the conversations are much nicer and much more compassionate and much more beautiful happening inside of my head. But there's been different times where it's like, oh, like, look at that, you know, roll popping off the side and like this and that. We're just hard on ourselves, and like, I get it. But one of the things is, you know, stay focused on your path. Don't let anything, any spiritual warfare, any of the negativity or things out there that are just, they're not even real. They just represent something that's trying to test us. Don't let it throw you off your path of greatness. Don't let it throw you off of who you're supposed to be, because I promise you, if you're on this call, you are destined for greatness. You have a bigger purpose, a massive purpose. And I'm excited to see you put it in your GPS and stay focused on that destination and that location that you're trying to get to. With that being said, I love you guys. I'm going to pass it back to Cernetta. I didn't know if you wanted me to close out with the video. I don't have to if we're short on time, but I'm going to pass it back to you, Cernetta, and you make the call.
Woo! Fire me up, solid. Woo! Awesome. Celeste and Edrina, thank you, ladies, so much for pouring out your hearts to us. I know I have about 2 pages of notes here, so I'm sure that the other ladies